Okay, very well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to another cast with Trend Following Tyson. As we proceed into June, let's put June in a proper perspective. So we had a lovely May. In my opinion, we had a lovely May. We rode a few trends up, and some of them kind of didn't set a lot of higher highs, but we're still alive, we're still green, and we're still inside the big move, which is the most important thing. We're not buying and selling. So if there's a big move happening, we're already in it. So we're talking about TNDM, ENPH, APPS, and a few other moves. Okay, so let's keep letting these things work out. And we're going to get into the trend picture right now, so we know where we should be sitting at and where we shouldn't be. So we're making sure we're sitting in that big move. So let's take up something from one of the grandfathers, one of the best ever in trend following. And whenever Jesse Livermore says something, it's kind of like etched in stone. There's nothing more to be said about it. So let's learn from the greats and let's practice greatness. Let's resemble the greats here, okay? It never was my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always my sitting. It never was my thinking that made the big money for me. It was my sitting. We should be sitting inside the big move. We should, if there is a trend, we should be in that trend, okay? And we should be, if I'm telling you guys, if a stock's going from 0 to 100, all right, we need to get long somewhere around 10, 15, 20 when prices start breaking out of certain areas. We need to get long. We need to stay long until that move is done. The trend is your friend until the end where it bends. That's Ed Psychota. So the trend is your friend till it bends. All right, so the big money, and you're listening to someone who said that the big money that he made was not from thinking. It was from sitting. It was from sitting inside moves that are going from 0 to 100, so to speak, quote unquote. All right, so let's sit in the big move. You heard it from Jesse Livermore, none other than Jesse Livermore. Okay, all right, take up one more quote here and then we'll jump into the trend picture. This is important that we go through this. In a narrow market, when prices are not getting anywhere to speak of but move within a narrow range, there is no sense in trying to anticipate what the next big move is going to be. The thing to do is watch the market, read the tape to determine the limits of the get nowhere prices. That means prices aren't going anywhere. We're inside of a range. We're not going up. We're not going down. We're not getting anywhere. Those are get nowhere prices. And make up your mind that you will take an interest until the prices break through the limit in either direction. So we're not going to look at any stocks until we're not going to pay any attention or anything. We're not going to give any thought. We're not going to put any sense into this thing until this stock breaks out of this limit. When the stock breaks out of the limit, that's when we know that we're in a bullish market. All right, so that's how we know that the positions that we're in the bullish are having higher highs and lows. That's why I focus on higher highs so much, because it indicates that the trend that we're in is still bullish. All right, and if the trend is still bullish, breaking out of limit, breaking out of ranges, setting higher highs, that means the trend is still bullish. All right. And like I told you guys, a stock doesn't go from 0 to 100 and just straight in a straight shot. It might go from 10 to 20, back to 10 to 30, back to 20, up to 40, back to 30, up to 50, back to 40, up to 60, back down to 50, up to 70, back down to 60. Okay, over into 80, back down into 70. Okay, over into 100, back down into 90. All right, and then when the stock is going back, when the stock going from 10 to 30 coming back into 20, you're buying at 20 with the stop below at 15. And when the stock makes the next high, you get what I'm saying? So we're buying in those pullback states, and in my opinion, this is where the market is at now, inside of that pullback state. So beautiful stuff from Jesse Livermore. If you ask me, that kind of information is worth millions. All right, worth millions. All right, buying prices when they break out, and we're not taking interest until they break out. ARQL, let's get into the trend picture, guys. ARQL setting higher highs and lows here. Obviously, you can just look at the trend and see that it likes to set higher highs, come inside the space, and set another higher high. So we may be, this is the point where the market was kind of bearish in this state. You see, pulling down here. This is the point where we should probably be buying with stops below 650 or stops below these wicks here in this area, 675. Okay. ARQL, I would like to get for you guys to get long on that. Beautiful stuff there, and do not miss the big move. If there's a big move happening, you should probably be in it. All right, you should probably be in it. ADVM, just beast mode. It kind of gave you an idea when prices were rounding here. This is my favorite pattern to get long on as a trend follower, is this rounding structure showing me prices are headed to the upside. So obvious price action here to the upside in ADVM, and boom, you just missed the whole ride there. It just this is a congratulations. This big move here is a congratulations and a reward for the people that are following the trend, following price as it goes to the upside. And congratulations to all these buyers and all these guys that were riding this move as prices were rounding, and they got a beautiful treat at the end when prices, not only did they just shoot up, just gap up from 650 in this range here. Remember what I told you guys, stocks like to gap out of breakout of certain areas. You're going to see big bars when we're breaking out of limit areas, like Jesse Livermore just said. This is still a limit area. Until price breaks out of this area, then we actually haven't set another higher high in this time frame. All right, so boom. Good stuff on ADVM. I like that thing for long. Man, you guys just missed the hell of a lot of movement going on there, okay? And as you see right here, just obvious movement here. Just obvious, all right? ADVM. This is what trend following is about, in my opinion. Buying a breakout of this area here. Buying a breakout of this area and then riding this move until it's completely done. This move isn't completely done, and we've already almost doubled ourselves in price. All right, from 7, we haven't doubled yet, but we're getting, prices are definitely on the upside. So beautiful stuff there. That's what I live to trade, and that's the kind of trading I do right there. I'd love to see it sit inside of those kind of moves as things are going. You need to be watching to see where stocks are breaking out of, what prices, where stocks are breaking out of what areas. ELP, I believe this is a British oil, some type of, Brazilian stuff, something like a Brazilian energy. All right, so here we are. Easy, obvious sign here when prices started to break out, man. And sometimes you need to pan your time frames out, and you see that there was obviously a downtrend. We were having higher highs. We were having lower lows and highs. All right, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Prices obviously reversed here. Obviously, prices have reversed, and then when we broke out of this area, we came from having lower highs and lower lows into having higher highs and higher lows. That was an obvious sign that this trend was in reversal, and you should have got long. ELP, beautiful stuff there. I like that for long now. EVRI, there's a few stocks on this list, guys, and like I said, it's not the time for me. I'm not a trader. I'm not the type of trader as everyone else. All right, this is a bearish market, scared. In my opinion, I'm looking at the trends that I'm trading, and I'm looking at trends, certain price movements in the market, and I'm looking for buy opportunities as things seem bearish, but they're not bearish. This was probably if you look back on some of these really good charts, you're going to see times when we were probably quote unquote bearish. This was probably a bearish sentiment. This was the horrible bearish time we were in the market. But like I was telling people, it was my time. I thought it was a good time to be watching stocks, to buy them for reversal. And then look at this clear reversal, obvious. Look at this pattern, basically exactly flipped here with this V. Prices are basically reversed, and when I mean reversed, we're plain and simple basically flip-flop, like a twin set on here. So you see prices selling off here, and then you see these green candles. This is smart buyers coming in. Prices obviously reversed to the upside. EVRI, I like that thing to buy it now as we were in this quote unquote bearish sentiment time. I like to buy these. Obviously, something from Larry Tintorelli I always learned, and that helps me when I'm getting ready to buy and do my thing and buy and sell and all that kind of stuff. And something that makes me feel better is that buying something that Larry Tintorelli says is buying pullbacks and long-term uptrends is a no-brainer. So if we're in a long-term uptrend and stock starts pulling back, all right, just not saying buy that pullback blindly, but find the limits inside that thing, like Jesse Livermore just said. Find the limits of that stock, and when that stock gets to break out of certain areas, and when it gives you a safety support area, let's start buying that and testing the market. Okay, CZZ. Man, I told you, sometimes, in my opinion, the stuff that Jesse Livermore says is just pure gold. You can't even put a price on it. It's just some of the best stuff in the world. All right, here we are, CZZ, just really bullish stock here. Obviously, prices reversed down here in this area and broke out of this area here, broke out of that limit that Jesse Livermore just said, and we take interest, and here goes the interest in buyers here, and bought this thing right up through this limit here. All right, obviously reversed, and buyers bought it up and just enjoyed a beautiful move there. That's what good trading's all about, in my opinion. CZZ, beautiful stuff. So in order to catch these kind of moves, you guys would have to be updating your scans with stocks that are breaking out of prices. All right. CVRS, I like this. I like to buy this thing here, kind of buy it now and see if we can use this as a support level and stop this thing out if it stops out. But obviously there's a big move. We broke out of this price here over to the left, and remember I told you guys, big candles showing big bullishness when we're breaking out of certain areas to the left over here, when we're breaking out of limit areas like Jesse Livermore. When we start breaking out of prices where prices mean that they're going nowhere. So basically what Jesse Livermore just said, prices, let's establish the nowhere prices, right? Let's establish the nowhere prices. This is the last block. Until price gets over this area of 150, this is a nowhere. Prices are still at no man's land. They're nowhere. They haven't got anywhere yet until we get over 150. Then we get over 150, we're bullish. Now we're on, okay? And then there's the buyers, and then there's the bullish activity, okay? CVRS looking really good. Let's keep it moving. I like Snap. As a long. I don't buy stocks because, oh yeah, this stock is it has an IPI out and it's a good stock. Everyone's on the market. Everyone's using Snap and all this. I don't care about only that. I just care about the trend. I just care about what prices are doing and if we have opportunities and prices show us that we're going somewhere. Okay. Obviously, prices reverse from down here and we're on the move now. I would like to see what's going to happen with the Snap thing. So I would like to be probably buy it in this area and give it a stop below 1095. It should be holding up this area here where this moving average is at. Prices should hold up here, and if it can't hold there, we might be out of business. But definitely watch this thing as it breaks out of this area. If we break out of here, that's going to break out of that nowhere price. All right, 1246. Getting ready to break out of that nowhere price, MRNS, and we're going to be wrapping up shortly. Remember, I told you guys there's quite a few stocks, and this is my thing that I like to do. I like to go back. Let's see where the big move is at. Let's see where we're missing the big move. Let's go back and pull up some scans. Let's see where stocks are setting higher highs. Let's see what moves that. Let's go back and check some charts and say we should have bought there. We should have bought there. That's right. We need to be understanding where we should be buying and where we should have been selling at. All right. I like MRNS long. I like this thing long. All right, beautiful, but basically a reverse in price. Not a huge skyrocket, but giving us enough time to understand there's a movement here. There's a trend in play, and we're reversing. Obviously, we're in a clear downtrend. Prices, remember we just saw those charts. When we hit this clear bottom and prices reverse to the upside, and that chart starts to take back these no man land prices, we start taking these numbers back and these prices back. You need to get long. So I like this thing long now, and let's stop it out below 370. All right, give yourself some room on this trend below this point here. MRNS looking really good, and that stock does get on the move when it gets on the move. USAT, when I remember looking at my scans, I remember saying, how did I miss this move? There's a few moves. All right, we haven't missed a lot here. We're in a clear reversal with USAT. I like USAT now for long, which looks like prices are in a clear reversal. Let's just see what happens here. Let's take our signals. The only thing we can do is take our signals. We got these moving averages crossing here. More than likely, that's the 20 and the 200. Prices are crossing here. Let's get long and see what happens with this USAT. I love that thing for long right now, and let's not let it be like one of the stocks we go back and say, man, this stock doubled itself. Where the heck was I at when stocks were breaking out of old price levels and moving to the upside? Here goes another one looking just like, whoa, this one looks kind of weird. What the heck is this? Well, I don't know, guys. MDXG, I don't know, guys, what this is about. MDXG, let's just see. I just never seen any kind of prices like this. I think this is some kind of something different. I don't know if this is an actual stock. This may be something else. Hold on, let's try this. Oh, this is an OTC stock. All right, we're not looking for any OTCs right now. MDXG. Okay, this is probably, yeah, it is an OTC stock. So for you OTC guys, MDXG kind of breaking out of that thing looks all right. I don't know, I don't trade OTCs, but that thing looks all right for now with the price movement we have. All right, VERI, Veritone, breaking out. Remember I told you guys, look at this beautifulness. This is how TNDM looked. This is how we knew we had a lot of upside on this chart. We need to look and see where prices have been to understand where prices maybe going, or maybe trying to go. All right, so we missed this thing when this price started reversing here. We should have been buying at 6. We should have been buying down here. All right, we should have been buying this thing a long time ago. When we notice prices reverse, look, here we are, clear downtrend, just like we saw in so many charts. And all this happens on 2019. A lot of these stocks, when they hit this clear downtrend, that was from that bearish time last year, sometime at the closing of last year. And look what happens in the beginning of here's the beginning of 2019. Look what the stock automatically changes direction in the beginning of the year. You could have bought this thing in the beginning of the year and just bought it. All right, you need to we were looking for that when the year started. We said, show us the stocks that are absolutely bullish and that are knocking out old prices, and they're showing us that they're going to be bullish for 2019. We were looking for that when the year started, and here goes more stocks showing you clearly in the chart. The chart tells the whole story, and here's the clear story. All right, so VERI looking good, definitely can take back a lot of space. TEUM, let's get down to some of the stocks I'm long on. All right, man, I like that VERI. You guys, I may be taking a few of these longs myself. Take out some of the space out of these losers I may have, and spread some wealth in some of these other stocks that are showing some good risk to reward scenarios and obviously break reverses in price. Here we go. Here's another stock that was in a clear downtrend, and as 2019 came in, we were clearly very bullish for the beginning of the year. All right, so don't know what's going to happen here. We were in a clear uptrend. We're still in an uptrend, but prices have failed to make higher highs. This point here, when we get out, here goes this no limit. This is prices standing in no limits land. All right, prices going nowhere right now until we get over 520. I'm still not out of this stock. I'm still going to see if we're going to hold support here inside 375, and I'm still long inside the big move. This is still a big move in my opinion. Let's pan out. Let's see why. ENPH, a lot of good stocks that had a lot of good movements, they're not going to just go up in a straight line. They're going to shake and wiggle a little bit. They're going to give you guys a little tug and pull and make you say, damn, I should sell, and make you sell out of those winning positions. But we need to listen to Jesse Livermore and stay inside these big moves until these support levels crack, until this price reverses. We have not reversed yet. We're not to the downside. We're still bullish. The stock's still to the upside. We're still holding up. We're still holding up price here. We're still in a clear uptrend, and we still have a lot of room to clear if we pan out. So let's not get impatient. Let's let this stock work its thing, and let's see if we can set some higher highs over 520. Let this thing do this. Let this thing continue to work itself out. Let these positions work, okay? Let's see what happens. Don't get impatient. Don't get impatient. Remember, TNDM was a huge winner that we were buying way back here in the beginning of the year, guys, and this is what told us when we looked at the chart. We said, here's the clear. We charted this way back in 2018, ladies and gentlemen. This is when this was charted. All right, we haven't just started trading TNDM. We were watching TNDM way back here. For anybody just watching the show, we're watching it way back here. But if you see this top bar here, this clearing space, that's what it was. And we said when we break out of this, we're obviously to the upside. We're obviously bullish inside the stock. So here it is there, obviously bullish. Man, and have we came very, 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 very far. Look what we have done. So we're to the upside. Man, if we get over, and here's prices, beautiful uptrend, and we're bullish. Now, if we get over this 770, which is, in my opinion, the stock is just building itself, working its way up. Be patient. Look at this thing. It couldn't be any more bullish. Do not get impatient because stocks are not going to go up in a straight line, especially when you're in these giant moves. We were buying this thing back at $8. Could you imagine buying 1,000 shares back at $8? And look at this now. That's a $60,000 position. So we're still riding these trends out, letting these moves continue to work themselves out. All right, remember what Jesse Livermore said. The main thing is sitting tight. We need to be sitting tight inside the right places, though. All right, but we need to be sitting tight, and we just heard that from Jesse Livermore. We're talking about some of the best trend farm. We were buying this stock back at $2, back at $3. This is a huge home run, ENPH, and we're still sitting in here. All right, I would be buying these pullbacks if I was other traders that aren't inside of this thing. I would be buying these pullbacks inside this area here. All right. Beautiful stuff on ENPH. I'm still long there. I just don't know what to tell you guys about this stock and what we're doing here. Man, see this area? We've been charting this thing since way back in 2018. When prices first started rounding, this is what made us want to buy the stock. I said, prices are rounding. Look at this rounding structure. We're obviously to the upside. We're obviously getting very bullish. And we said, we're going to be buying here. This is what this, I didn't put this here this year. I didn't put this time. What sense would it make for me to go this far into the chart and make a mark here? It'd be self-defeating. All right. So this is when we made this, when we understood that the chart was rounding, and we said, remember I just told you guys, we have to understand where prices have been to understand where prices may be trying to go. We just said that when we opened up this session. All right. So we were buying it here, just like TNDM. We were buying it here. This is home. This is about hitting home runs. All right. We're trying to follow some of the best trend followers, very wealthy trend followers, may I add. We're not talking about 9-to-5 slaves and, this kind of behavior. All right. We're talking about basically talking about made men here. All right. We're talking about self-made people, and we're not talking about people that go clock in. We're trying to get out of the business. We're trying to get out of the 9-to-5. We're trying to be self-made. All right. We're trying to push ourselves further into the future, right? We want to have something to speak for ourselves. All right, this is the best business in the world. In my opinion, trading stocks is the best business in the world because it's the only business you don't have to deal with any customers. You can make as much money as you want to make, as big as your portfolio will allow you to make in your portfolio, in your trading career. As big as your portfolio is, it will allow you to make however much you want. You can make $100,000 a day. You can make $2 million a year. All right, it's all on you, but we need to work ourselves up from this kid stage to this grown man stage to where we're bosses now. All right, to where we're not workers. Okay, we need to push ourselves. All right, so here we are. Let's sit tight inside the big moves. ENPH, obviously something very, very beautiful there. And we remember I told you guys we saw it here. So if we bought 1,000 shares. Or matter of fact, that was at $2. So at a $2 stock, you can buy 2,000 shares, or you can buy 3,000 shares with prices being that cheap. All right, but showing you such a good risk. This is what I mean about a good risk to reward scenario. Okay, so we're showing prices that could be up here, but we're buying them down here. So we're only risking 50 cents at the bottom down here. We're risking $1 down here. We're not risking a lot. Versus what we can reward ourselves with. And look what we rewarded ourselves with versus what we were risking. All right, so let's ride the big moves, guys. Don't be dumb. All right, don't be dumb. All right, let's make money. Let's project ourselves into the future. Let's be made men. All right, here's APS looking very similar. I'm long this thing and I have to sit tight. I can't get in a rush. All right, I just have to let this thing work its magic. So this is for June. Some places you could be sitting tight. Some places you could be buying at. All right, and let's see what happens. Let's let these things work their way out. The big move isn't going to go from 0 to 100 just in a straight line. It's going to wiggle and shake, and you have to be able to buy. You have to hold yourself. You can't be panicking with the rest of the market. We should be buying these pullbacks. We should be very bullish on very bullish stocks. Okay, regardless of the pullbacks and the nonsense. So don't listen to the news. Just let price show you exactly what we're doing. So I'll see you guys. We'll be back in a week or two. Let's see what these moves are doing, and we'll be back. So just let these moves continue to work out. All right. So protect your ass and keep trading well. I'll see you guys in a few weeks, and let these moves work out. Let's go from the bottom to the top. Let's sit in the right places. We just heard we're listening to millionaire advice, billionaire advice. Let's not be simple men here. Let's not be simple, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys next week. Protect your ass, and let's trade these things from the bottom to the top, guys. All right, sit inside these giant moves. See you soon. Trade safe.